subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.
And
But you said you've been on your own since 15, though. So what? I mean, tell me about that?
I was a knucklehead a little bit, like, and looking back at it, it was stupid. It was real stupid, but I was kind of following a crowd of ignorance because at that time I had too much time to myself. I didn't really have guidance or anyone telling me what to do. I was kind of like on my own because my mom was going through her own thing, So yeah, and so I was kind of on my own, and I'm my mom's only child, so I ended up adopting people as my family out there, and I mean, we lived in the hood. So eventually, because I had all this time to myself and I'm seeing how people making money, and I'm just like,
So you getting out there like hustling or like what?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Tell me more.
I know, right? It started small because some of my biggest, like, they was like my big brothers, and so they did the big stuff. And I had a homegirl. It was two of them, big twin and little twin. Little twin was really little, and big twin was huge. She'll beat up men, like I'm telling you, she'll beat them up. And
where's big twin and little twin now?
I have no idea. I really don't. Like I wish them peace though. I have no idea where they are. But me and big twin ended up like doing our thing, getting our own space in this place called a Goose in New Orleans, and that's where we did our thing, and we pretty much supported ourselves.
No
like
shit.
That.
So y'all hustling like crack, or y'all just weed? And, no shit.
Yeah.
And this is their era, so I mean y'all making money.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, I was a scaredy cat still, like and so.
At 15 years old, you out there on the block like this?
15, 16, yep. Yeah, I was. I was a knucklehead. That's what I'm telling you. I was a knucklehead because I didn't have anybody in my ear telling me any different. My surroundings were the reality.
Just product of your environment.
Yeah. And so, but I'm going to tell you what made me stop. I was outside. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And this cop rolled up on me. And I had some on me, but I put it in my mouth. And I swallowed it. And he rolled up. He said, "What you doing out here this time of night?" And I said, "Oh, I made up some kind of story. I don't remember exactly what I said." And he said, "I want you to know I've been watching you." That's all I needed to hear. And I'm talking about next day, I told Twin, I said, "Look, I'm done. I ain't doing this no more." And so I slowly started getting myself together. I got a job at this place called Mattress King, something like that in the hood. And I started working there, and from there, I was just like, I really got to get back on my music. I got to move. And that's really what put me back on my journey. Wow. Yeah.
So you go to New York. What's the whole idea of going to New York like?
Get a deal.
Just on the whim, just.
Yeah.
Do you and
Redbone.
y'all go together?
Yeah, we would, because I told her I wanted to go. And me and her had really kind of just met. We became friends more in New York. And so basically we moved because I have an aunt that lives in New York still. And we went and stayed with her.
How old are you at this time? And like what year is this? Like around what time?
Man, you trying to count years. I promise you I can't tell you nothing. But I would say I was probably 18, 19, something like that. Yeah, something like that. It might have been younger than that. No, it might have been 17 or 18, something like that. And so, yeah, me and her hooked up out there and decided to become a group. But it didn't, she had a cousin that was out there who was signed to Motown. But the goal was to just go get a deal, And so we went out there and got on my auntie nerves, and she was just like, "Y'all gotta go." You know, she didn't tell us that, but
That was the
she
vibe.
told my mom, I think.
What was y'all out there doing?
We was just, you know, my aunt is a loner. Like, we invaded her space, and she like, she ready for us to, I get it now, you know? And so, my thought was, I'm not going back. And so I'll arrange to go to a shelter called the Covenant House in New York. And we went, both of us went, and Red was just like, I can't do this. And so she went and stayed with her cousin who was signed to Motown. But her cousin had like a studio apartment, so there was no way I could stay there. You know what I'm saying? And so I stayed in the shelter. And I mean, I went through them taking my clothes, taking everything, all of that. But I remember one time they took a lot of stuff from me, and I called my mom and I was crying. And I'm just like, yeah, they done took my stuff and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, you know, you could always come home. And I told her, I said, if I come home, then that means I'm going through all of this for nothing. I'm not doing that. And eventually I ended up getting my own studio out there and, you know, making my own way.
Donnie Houston.